Hi everyone, Sunthony Amptano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review of the new 21 Pilots record, Blurryface. 21 Pilots is a musical duo hailing from Columbus, Ohio. They've been at it for several albums now. They came out with a breakout record a few years ago, the album Vessel, that came out via Fueled by RAMEN Records. A record that featured these boyish, sweet blends of pop, rap, electronic music, and rock too. This blend of genres might make 21 Pilots seem kind of all over the place stylistically, but nearly every one of this duo's tracks boils down to an almost painfully obvious pop formula. And that's even the case for this new LP over here. And maybe in a way that is made up for as the duo hops from one genre reference to another, like with the track Ride, where we kind of get these keyboards that have a huge emphasis on the upbeat of the song and feel pretty reggae inspired. Later in the track listing here, we have the song Lane Boy, which feels even more reggae inspired. And these reggae references, man, they pop up on this record again and again and again. I don't really remember so much reggae on Vessel. We also have the song Fairly Local, which has these down-pitched southern rap influenced vocals with a heavy, huge string-backed chorus with these massive walls of just monstrous bass that kind of feels like dubstep inspired. We also have straight breakbeat electronica on the introductory track here. To be perfectly honest, on this record, all of the genre hopping is just like this kind of cheesy, trendy distraction from the fact that nearly every track here unquestionably follows a formula in the way that I might have when I was a little kid and I was trying to build like a Lego model that I got for Christmas. And this basicness, or maybe even this obligation to follow this formula, is even lamented on this album. We have the song Stressed Out, where we get lyrics talking about, I wish I didn't have to rhyme my words. I wish I could find some better sounds, some new and exciting chords. Even with the track Lane Boy, we have lyrics talking about the commonality of the music on this record, or songs that are heartless. 21 Pilots really come through with more strong opinions than they do strong songs on this album. In 21 Pilots' lyrics, I get this sense, this need, this desire for adventure, but it doesn't really come out in the music. Though on the song Stressed Out, I do like that we are getting this analysis of the pressures that we are dealing with day to day, from ourselves, from the world as we age. And 21 Pilots take this pressure and they have a pretty underwhelming reaction to it. I mean, they don't really challenge it, and they don't really challenge themselves. Yet, on the song Tear in My Heart, sort of take a subtle shot at radio songs as just being okay. And I have a similar indifference toward a lot of radio pop songs, but if that's how you feel, why include this bright, sugary synth lead that wouldn't sound too out of place in any pop diva's new single? But I admit the song Tear in My Heart is a pretty well-written track. Definitely the first flare of genius in this record's track listing, especially during the kind of toned down vocal breakdown on the track here. The one about taxes and the government and potholes. It's actually a really cute moment and one of the few left hooks the songwriting actually brings to the table here. The next surprise this album provided as I was first listening to it was on the song Lane Boy, where we are getting another reggae-styled verse, but then out of nowhere, we're getting these just electronic beats, break beats coming out of nowhere, these awful polyrhythmic like synthesizers just kind of dancing on top, not really falling into the groove, purposely playing out of the groove to, I guess, kind of create some other rhythmic vibe to this moment in the track. Like, is this 21 Pilots' attempt at sounding like outside of the box? This just kind of feels like blandly written pop music for people who have just a touch of ADD. Then on the track The Judge, we have kind of another tropical vibe coming through the instrumental and some ukulele kicking the track off. I mean, you know, just get this song an Apple commercial, please. And of course, 21 Pilots changes up their sound again on the song Polarize, which not only has this huge, massive Imagine Dragons sized chorus, but the vocal inflections on this song, kinda weird, reminds me a little bit of Alt J. It's not terrible. 21 Pilots in a lot of ways are kind of just like pop chameleons on this record and on Vessel too. And I see the appeal. I think they have a lot of personality and quirk coming through in their lyrics, but I just feel like they attempt at just jumping on one sound, one idea to the next in a very uninteresting way. Somehow it all kind of comes together for fans of the band and sounds like a cool, versatile, dynamic, unpredictable thing. But for me, it just kind of seems like, I don't know, this buffet approach to songwriting, and buffet food is just not that good. But I do like the kind of youthful idealism coming through on the song. We don't believe what's on TV. I feel like 21 Pilots has that youth element in their music that allows them to kind of point out the ridiculousness of the world that they live in. And I like the very, very quickly strummed ukuleles on this track, and the kind of organic, booming, sharp drums felt really lively. I also like the lyrics on the song Not Today. I like the feeling of helplessness, of uselessness on this track, and just this need, this desire to change or impact the world, help the world in some kind of significant way. I agree with what a lot of this record says philosophically, despite some ditzy lyrical moments, but when it comes to the sound of this record, by the end of it, I mean, I was pretty sick of the gentrified reggae breakdowns. I really was. As well as all of the blatant, sugar-coated pop mimicry, while simultaneously, like, I don't know, just mentioning and kind of poking fun a little bit at radio pop music. It's like 21 Pilots try as hard as they can to sound like they should be on the radio, but kind of feel burned that they're not being on the radio. Hey, guys, listen, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Don't tell anybody, but there's this new website called the YouTube, and a lot of bands streaming music on there, and a lot of people hearing it. It's like even more popular than the radio. So no, I don't really care for the music on this record much of the time. I do, however, like a lot of the lyrics here, and I do like the vocals sometimes, like on the closer here, where I think the singing is genuinely passionate and emotionally captivating. And I think those characteristics carry throughout a lot of this album, and I think 21 Pilots have a lot of vocal and lyrical quirk as well. Again, I see the appeal, but I think the music just really needs to mature a little bit and seek out just a more organic, interesting, and distinct sound. Then maybe 21 Pilots could actually launch into something legitimately interesting. There are kind of two roads that I could go down for the very end of this review. I could just, put my hands up and be like, hey guys, you know what? It's good for what it is. It's good for what it is. But you could really say that about like 99.9% of records. Or I could just tell you that I don't like it, because I don't like it. Yeah, I'm feeling like a light to decent 4 on this LP. Transition. Have you given this record a listen? If so, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, 21 Pilots, Blurryface, forever.